Hello. Um, if you celebrate it, if you don't, Merry Christmas Eve. Right now it is snowing in New York and it looks beautiful. It looks like a winter wonderland right now. And I am taking it as such a good sign because New York, New York City has not had this, has had this in quite some time. Um, And I also, oh man, it's been such an interesting morning already. And I'm like, man, I gotta get out there and do a reading. Um, as I usually say, whenever you feel the call is when you feel the call. I'm not one of those who are, making videos all the time. Not that that's bad or anything for those that do. But I wanted to deliver an interesting message. So tune in if you'd like, and we'll see what's happening. So, the decks that I'm using today are Mystical Healing Reading Card deck, the Earth Magic deck Oracle, and the Dream Inspirational cards from Lo Scarabeo. Actually, these I got in California in Santa Monica. It was such an interesting, these are kind of trippy, not gonna lie. I got these in California. They're so good though. Okay. Much spiritual. Okay, first and foremost, much spiritual activations going on right now. A lot of things being like downloaded in to the psyche and into and there's like a bridge from the spirit realm and the dream realm. My speech feels so weird right now. I feel like I want to speak in tongues. Whew. Very high spiritual stuff going on. Those that know. Anywho, so I'm just gonna do an intuitive reading right now, and that's the message, okay? So in no particular order, right? I would also like to say too, intuitively, like snow is also connected to purity. It's very connected to the divine. It's like a washing away of any bad energies or sins or anything of that nature. There's a certain type of purity and purification as well with snow that happens. It's like the Holy Spirit, Great Spirit, is just giving you snowflakes, but in these snowflakes are downloads. And whenever they fall in on you, they fall into your body. They are crystallized into you, which is very beautiful and profound because of this vastness that it is right now. And I'm looking at it right now. I gotta just show y'all. Hold on. I don't even know if y'all can see it, but it's snowing. Okay. Anywho, yeah, so I want to say that about snow. And also, this morning, I had such an interesting dream. I've never had something like this before, and I'm still processing it. But I was dreaming last night. I was heavy in the dream world. The dream world has been very activated around these times, and I had seen a white Arctic fox, right? Fox, all white. They're called Arctic fox. And I saw it kind of playing in my dream a little bit and had a celestial auric blue aura around it. And I shit you not. I was in a dream realm, and then I woke up and I saw the same white fox like go from like a portal into the real world for a moment, scurry around my room, and then like go right back, and then I fell right back into sleep, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I mean, like, to me, I just accept, like, my brain just accepted it, because I don't know where it was like drawing me into, but I am currently obsessed, but also I feel so calm, because I feel like it's such a good sign. And then also now that it's snowing, I'm like, whoa, yeah. So the Arctic white fox is also connected to resilience, adaptability, and some cultures fertility. Um, Especially like in Japan as well, you find these animals, these sacred animals in Alaska, Canada, and sometimes they come to other places too for whatever reason that they come. Um, I saw an article about it, that there was a white fox in Oregon, I think, that came down. It was such a beautiful sight to see. It's like such a sacred synchronicity for someone to be lined up and see an animal that you don't usually see all the time. And it's just such a sacred encounter. And maybe for some of us, I know I've been feeling like this too, but are meeting such sacred encounters soon. And it might be unreal. It might be a little unreal. I was mentioning as well, I have a Threads, and I was like, wow, Venus and Pisces must be coming in early, because the energy and the interactions I've been having and been hearing about lately, the magnetism, the attraction of certain people coming in at certain times, especially around this time, is very, very, I don't know what that word is, just very, I mean, I want to say serendipitous, but also like auspicious in a kind of way. Yeah, there's some stuff going around. And I mean, like, in the dream realm too. It's one of those things you kind of like gotta ride the wave with a little bit more. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna do one card for here from the Mystical Oracle. See what message wants to be given and received. Okay, Great Spirit, Holy Spirit, come into this reading, and guide us all through the sacred art of symbolism. Yeah. While divining is wonderful, and to have these spiritual gifts are a wonderful thing, we cannot abuse them. So give all the grace to the Great Spirit who leads them ultimately. Okay, that's one card. I'm gonna just do one card each. After this though, I'm definitely gonna be going outside and playing in the snow like a little kid. When your child wants to like run out there, just like that's what I shall do. Maybe I'll make a cute little video and post it on here. This page isn't also just for tarot and oracle. Like, I do a lot of prophetic readings too that are just without the cards, and or storytelling in some kind of way. So you'll see that more here and there as they come. Also, the water has been super important too. The ocean. The ocean, something sensing like a ship. I see a ship coming in, but an old school ship. Ooh, okay, that was weird. Okay, so I live like in the bay, like towards like the water, and I just heard like a ship do that like and you usually hear it in this area because it's so close to the water. So that's very interesting. Okay, spirit, we are activated. All right. And let's get a dream card. Hearing, let's take it nice, slow, and easy. Let's take it easy. Let's really get into this thing. I'm gonna put 2 cards for these. This is what I'm being asked of. Okay. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Let me hurry up before this ends. Okay, so we have temper your criticism. I already got a message for that. When they say that the cards don't lie, they do not lie, nor does the Holy Spirit or a Great Spirit. We have ocean, ebb and flow. Okay. We have, oh, interesting. We have the card 59, jumping. Whoa. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Whoa. It's like I feel like I don't know what dimension I'm on right now, but I am somewhere and I haven't taken anything at all. This is just like I wake up and I just woke up like literally an hour ago. This is like my morning energy, but I love it because it's always on point. And then we have a number of cards, card 76, fan. Okay, so right off the back, very intuitively, there are, okay, so quite a few messages. Okay, I don't want to confuse anybody. So some of the messages I got so far is, I think that there is going to, it's something about a quantum leap, okay? This quantum leap is bringing about some form of activation within certain people at this time. And we should not be criticizing it, saying that it's wrong, putting it to be like some mental thing or anything, because there is something very great happening here. I'm also seeing as well too, I feel like we're being visited by ancient spirits, or like they're much more present right now on the earth, and they're roaming all around. With the ocean card, it reminds me of the Egyptian god and goddess, the also very connected to that original creators. You know, there's like one that's like over like this. I don't know, it's not Geb. Let me see. Let me see something actually. I want to see if let me see. I'm gonna find a name for y'all so y'all can also look into this. I think someone needs to read about it. Geb and Nut or something like that. It's the sky god. Oh yes, Geb. Okay, I was right. Geb and Nut were ancient Egyptian gods who represented the earth and sky respectively, and were part of the Ennead, the first 9 gods and goddesses. Okay, that I'm seeing that here in the ebb and flow. and temper your criticism. There's also something about, okay, so like, not criticizing others, but then there's also an element of not criticizing yourself, especially if you are getting some type of downloads, you're experiencing some form of like supernatural ESP type of stuff right now. I think it's very high because also as well we have the winter solstice, and then but this is not, it's just not one day, like this is like a few days. So we're experiencing a transition. We're on the bridge, on the rainbow bridge in a certain type of way, but not in like, I know the rainbow bridge is also connected to like death and stuff and crossing over, but there is a sense of crossing over, just not staying there per se. And maybe some will stay because they're meant to stay on the other side, but some of us they are giving us the ability to cross over, to see something and uncover our eyes about something, about something dealing with death and life and the sacredness of life before we get to the sacredness of death. And I know this may sound a little vague, but that vagueness is important because, when people are like, oh, don't, I'm sharing something, don't share a story that resonates with you, just listen to what I'm saying. And while that's fine, sometimes it is nice to have someone be like, oh, wow, that reminds me of this event, because it's something about our individual experiences that are so, even if they are a little bit different, or like, they're correlated to the resonance of your story, they're interconnected no matter what. So do not downplay that either. It doesn't mean sometimes always someone is trying to outstory you. Okay, they're building a connection there. Okay, it's interconnected. Okay, interconnected dream. Yeah. And yeah, so there's a lot of interesting temper your criticism. Temper. So temperature. Look out for your spiritual blind spots. See what is warm to you and what's colder, but do not prefer one or the other, because both are two wise spectrums that must be learned. And temperature is very important here, cold and warm, the changing of seasons, right? The changing now too of our criticism too, because like our consciousness is changing, where some of us, not all, maybe depending on where you are in the world, for us that are in now, we're going from fall to winter. We are having a change in consciousness. Even for those that are going from summer to winter, you guys are having a change of consciousness, because in a certain kind of way, who we are in the wintertime is not always who we are in the summertime. There's a whole different aspect of adaptability and surviving here, okay? And the great spirit is showing me to not take that for granted as well. Okay, there's a time and place for everything, and just as there is earth, there is sky, but the ancients are I mean, they've always been here, but they've been in their own realms, tending to certain things on a spiritual level, but they are very much close to earth, very, very close to earth at this time. That I do feel 100%. And I've been feeling that for weeks, just like in the air, the things you cannot see. And then we also have, right, ebb and flow, right? Go with the ebb and the flow. Do not fight. Do not resist. Comply to the divine. Or you will not be accompanied somewhere. Ebb and flow, just as the sea comes and it goes. Waves of transformation. Waves of transformation. Some signs as well too that I'm picking up here is Scorpio, Libra, some Sagittarius, Aquarius, Pisces, Gemini. And Leo. And a bit of Capricorn. Honestly, all the signs at this point, like, but those are some of the main ones I've heard. Yeah, there's just this element of being able to be so connected to the divine at this time. And I think what is also being shown to me spiritually is not to take anything that we are seeing and what the day and age that we are in right now, not to take it for granted, because we are in the present, and we are in history, in the making, and we are going to be into the future like a relic, like a time capsule. Okay. And a lot of this is going to come, it's going to be our own memory. Our own memory is a time capsule. Okay. And we will remember this day 20 years from now, 30 and 40 years from now, even 80 years from now. Okay. So do not take it for granted. Do not. And also, okay, so now we have jumping and fan. Jumping symbolizes movement. It symbolizes action, spark. Fan, airing out things, clearing away things, altering the weather. Maybe it's a little too hot, you want to get a fan. I want to read these two cards and what they say in the book, because the book is very interesting for these. There are some things, and you know, here too as well with the temper your criticism. You know, our criticism has, our critical self can have very dividing understanding to it at times. There's a time and place for everything, right? There's a time to be critical about some things, and there's a time to back the fuck up. And, you know, don't be too hastily and speak about things and criticize things that we may not understand, even if it's someone going through their own experience. Okay? We are also in Capricorn season. We are also very much in a very spiritual time. Capricorn is very spiritual. I love y'all Capricorns. But there's that it's like this here is also showing the say no evil, hear no evil, see no evil type of stuff with the little monkeys and whatnot. And a lot of that too is also protecting our senses as well, being protective of our senses, but not out of like from others, but from ourselves, protecting ourselves from ourselves in a kind of way. There's also a certain level of just like letting yourself go and just being yourself, like letting your real self be kind of seen in a certain kind of way. There is a push to think of things in a very different way that you've never thought of them before, a push to see things differently. I'm also sensing some maybe 33 or 34, or something is going to happen in 3 years for you. Some people might be eight life paths, or 2 life paths, or 22 master number life paths. I'm also hearing like INFP personalities, INFJ. I'm also sensing ENT, ear, nose, and throat. So definitely, there's a certain level of taking care of your third eye at this time. Might want to do some like frequency listening in type of stuff as well. I think that might be a little helpful, especially with the downloads that we're getting, to kind of like stabilize the energy waves. There's a different type of waves. There's a different type of like beta, alpha. I don't know what those waves are, but they're like from another level. Like they're from another dimension. These waves. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, jumping 59. You want the Spanish version or the English version? Or the Italian? Okay. Interesting. Okay, so jumping 59. Love for the unknown, transgressions, audacity. And in reverse, it would be repression, inconstancy, and a stagnant phase. I definitely don't feel any stagnation here, but there is that other side where you could fall into that. That's why the temper your criticism is very much here, because that, if you don't do that, it will definitely keep you stagnant. And you're wondering like, oh, has like the divine forsaken me? No. You got to pull one of the hangmans and go upside down and see things differently. Okay, so 76. Fan. Diatribes. Subterfuge. Aggressiveness. In reverse, ease, prestige, protection. Interesting. Diatribes. What does that mean? I want to look up that word. I've heard of that word, but I don't remember what it means. Diatribe. Diatribe, anyone? A forceful and bitter verbal attack against someone or something. Okay, yeah, so definitely check your energy. Okay, there may also be like instances around this time where like, I don't know, everyone has a different experience with the holidays and everything, and everyone experiences different holidays too at this time. Christmas is not the only holiday going on at this time. Please remember that and do your research. It's so important. There's a lot. There's gonna be some people that like, they're gonna throw some shade at you for whatever fucking reason, because you're not focusing on their fucking matter, or what they want, what they think needs all the attention sometimes. And like, don't let them get you caught into a loop of their own shit. Okay, like, no, it's okay to be like, nah, like, that's not for me, or like, I'm sensing something, and I just need to like remove my energy, and just call it. I remove my energy from this. I give that energy back to them to take care of and find clarity in. And a lot of it is because people don't know how to, I don't know, manage their emotions in a certain type of way. And you can have so much compassion, but at the end of the day, they also need to sit with it. Okay, and this goes for anybody, you know. So, you know, if you find yourself against someone who may need to sit with something a little bit more, and you find them projecting a little bit onto you, do not take it personal. Don't be critical of them. They are definitely going through something, obviously. It doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't make them less than. They are still human too. Have compassion, but have discernment. Okay, protect your energy. Okay, and also don't be so blinded by riches. Okay, there's some things that some people may get this year that you may not, but that doesn't mean that you will never get them someday. Because I'm sensing like the spirit of jealousy, and or like, oh, why, how can she have it and I can't? I must be less than. Do not get caught up in that thinking. It is an illusion. And nothing is inherently good or bad. Everything is just a teaching moment. Very much like the ocean. The ocean, you know, the ocean has many sides to it, right? It has those rogue waves and that rushing waves and tsunamis. But then also with those things, they also recreate land. Although they do hurt people too, and people and lands too, they also recreate people, and they also recreate lands. And destruction is also creation in a weird kind of way, because you're just like, what the fuck is going on? How am I supposed to put my mind around all this in this funny way? There's destruction and creation, and it's just like, but then there's also an element of like, man, you know what, you know, that's not always needed. Destruction isn't the only way for creation to happen. Don't get it twisted either. Okay, it is not the only way for things to happen. Much like the ebb and flow, you know. Okay, so some of you might know this song, but it literally came to me. Lean with it, rock with it. Okay, lean with it, rock with it. Bend your knees like a surfer. Okay, if not, you will fall. So let go a little bit in your body. Bend those knees. Okay, get into it. Get into it. Get into it. Yeah. There's also, oh wow, and it's so funny too. I feel such a deja vu. I feel like I've done a similar reading like this, but I don't know. It had different cards. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And I saw it with the temper your criticism card. Let me read it though for y'all, so y'all can understand a little bit more beyond my intuitive knowledge here. Yeah, take positive action. When you are critical, you harden yourself and literally put energetic knives into others. You also block yourself from becoming a more refined, sensitive, intuitive human being. Your healing pathways get blocked and your bones and muscles begin to degenerate. When you are harsh and critical with yourself, you lose your life force energy, your self-esteem, and you become depressed. Your ability to be flexible, think deeply, and receive new, higher wisdom is also limited. Start looking for what is good, holy, and beautiful in each person. Look at these people very differently. right? Didn't I not say? Develop discernment while still encouraging yourself and others to grow. Try to see things from several angles, like an owl, in order to create more objectivity and gentleness in your counsel. Practice self-kindness. This card acts like you start to experience yourself, others, and the world from a more compassionate point of view. Look at every challenge as a possibility for growth. Okay. And it says also, thank you, God. Be gentle. Whenever you have a critical thought, correct it by immediately thinking or saying something positive. Soon you will have a breakthrough. You want that breakthrough. You will catch yourself and not allow the critical thought to manifest. It's kind of like, you know, when like something drops and you have that fast reflex. That's kind of what you're trying to do. Okay, when you have those negative thoughts onto others or to yourself. Okay, sometimes our monkey brain, or like our I mean, monkeys are very intelligent, but that side that's just like very undeveloped in a kind of way gets really in the way of us, and we look like an ass. Okay, so yeah, there's that. And then let me just do the ocean ebb and flow just to kind of close up this energy, because I do want to go outside and play in the snow. All right, so the ebb and flow. But I hope that you guys caught something in between here, okay? And also there's certain elements where you kind of have to read between the lines, you know, see where you also resonate and where you can interconnectedly connect with what I'm sharing here, okay? I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm not telling you, you know, you have to do it this way or this is the way. No. I am just guiding, giving symbols, giving teachings, and being humble enough and knowing enough and lovingly enough to know that you will find clarity for yourself and truth for your own self in this. Because at the end of the day, we are all interconnected. Okay, there is a stream of consciousness that flows through us, and that is through Great Spirit. And you know, it's sometimes not, things are not all they seem. And the Hangman tarot card is coming to mind with that. Sometimes things are not always what they seem. So heed to that. So ocean, ebb and flow. The ebb and flow of life is never more clearly represented than in the ocean's movements. The tides of these great bodies of water rise and fall in regular rhythms, and the waves continue to roll to the shores in endless and varied patterns, just as they have been doing for millions of years and will continue to do so for millions more. These tides and waves maintain a relative predictability unless other unforeseeable forces of nature intervene, which have been known to happen. Hurricanes and earthquakes, for instance, can have a dramatic effect on the characteristics of both the tides and the waves. The oceans cover 70% of the earth, and the human body averages a composition of 70% water. The dynamic gravitational interaction of the sun and moon that moves these vast bodies of water and create the shifting tides also affect our human bodies in ways that we respond to instinctually, often having a great deal more influence over our moods and emotional states than we're aware of. An important aspect in the art of living is to move with the ebb and flow of your emotions, joining their fluidity, but not being captured by it. It is also not necessary to become obsessed with any particular fluctuation in mood or feeling. They are simply emotions, often activated in ways that are completely beyond your understanding. When you neither minimize nor exaggerate the intensity and importance of your emotions, you then have a greater sense of when and how to express them. You have been fighting the ebb and flow of your own feelings, denying your hurt, anger, or sorrow. Do not deny it. By either attaching yourself to one or the other and nurturing it as if it was a nursing child, or else smoothing over your feelings with more practical responses that deny and hide what is going on beneath the surface of your expression. When you attempt to constrict yourself from experiencing your emotions, it is much like trying to stem the tides that grow even more forceful with every attempt humans make to control them. Allow yourself to swim with these variations rather than resisting them. So yes, that is what we have. And also, you know, is the time and place to jump. I'm just before I go to, you know, if someone's also kind of bullying you or bothering you, tell someone. Tell someone. Tell someone who's going to care enough to do something about it and stand up for you, that you know in your heart can and will. I don't know why I got that energy, but it doesn't mean you're a rat. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It does not mean that you are less than. It does not mean that you cannot fight your own battles either. You know, there's a lot of people who are unfortunately attached to a lot of spirits out there that got in such a chokehold. And honestly, it's not even them. It's the spirit, the whatever the fuck is in them that's just fucking just makes them so fucking mean and bitter and like unkind and fucking cruel. And you don't have to feel bad for those types of people or anything. Like, everyone has their own journey and whatnot, you know. And yes, while they do say kill people with kindness, kill people with compassion. Don't be afraid to look at people and be like, it seems like you are hurting a little bit. And I hope that one day that you do find the clarity to release that and live more authentically in this life and in our connection. Something like that. I don't know. And they might be put aback by it, because it's just like, oh shit, wow, finally someone sees me beyond all the hurt and pain that I put on as a mask, you know, something like that. I don't know who that's for, but be careful, be safe. So yeah, I'm gonna end here. Yeah, there was a lot of juicy message in here, so process it wisely, okay? And I wish you all happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, okay? And I hope that you find rest and peace at this time. And I hope that you encounter something very sacred, even if it's just the smallest of things, that just relight up your life at this time and for the new year to come. Because there was going to be a lot to come. So we shall be prepared. Anywho, much love. Thank you for coming to Interconnected Dream. And I don't know. Guess I'll see you around. Till next time. Bye-bye.